am the Barangoat and welcome to a very special video today. The reason it's a special video is because we're doing a very special thing. If you've been following both BattleBots Reborn and Robot Wars Reborn extensively, then you'll know that each series has now reached a special feat. It each has 4 unbeaten robots in the Hall of Fame. And the very last bot to do that, Golddigger in BattleBots Reborn, it was episode 39. If you guys watched it through the entirety, then you'll know that once we got our field of 8, it was time to do a BattleBots vs. Robot Wars special tournament, and we're going to take all the unbeaten robots and place them against each other. So, we're here to, talk about that. It's time to get that going now that you've seen all 8 unbeaten robots. Before we begin, let's just recap who is unbeaten and who is in this tournament. From the Robot Wars side, we have Attac. In Robot Wars Reborn Episode 1, he became the first robot on the channel to achieve unbeaten status with a 14-0 record. Second for Robot Wars, 13 Black, the third Robot Wars unbeaten robot, Diotoir. And lastly, a fan built by Doodle, Apollo. First up for BattleBots was Brutus in episode 29. Second was Yeti for the BattleBots side of things. He came in that same episode, BattleBots 30. We had Bombshell, only the vertical spinner version. And finally, the one that just happened, Golddigger, who was fan built by Mediator. So there's a recap of the 8, and now we're going to go into the bracket draw. So we're going to have a lot of fun with this. It's not going to be like a normal tournament, because even if you lose, you will still have a fight, unless it's in the last round. Now let me explain what I mean by this. So we're obviously going to have the 4 first round matches, the quarterfinals if you will. The winners will go on and continue to fight for the title of Best Unbeaten Robot, I guess we're going to call it, but the losers are also going to fight for the other places. So the 4 that lose in the first round will then be trying to win their next 2 to become 5th place. And every bot's going to get a placing, just because we can. This is a small tournament, but I wanted to make it a little bit bigger. So what we're going to be doing with it, it's going to be 4 episodes and 4 fights in each, and we'll have a 1 through 8 seeding then, if you will, for whatever we want. Trust me, it'll be fun. There's more fights, you guys will enjoy it. So now you're probably wondering, well, how are we going to place the bots in the tournament in the first round? Well, obviously we're going to draw them. That's how it's always going to be. But we're going to do something a little bit different with this. Now let me show you. Boom! Welcome to Random Picker, I guess it's called. I'd like to thank BattleBots Boy for introducing me to this, because it's been very helpful for the series I'm doing with him. Basically, as you can see here, we've got all 8 robots, and they're numbered 1 through 8. This numbering is based on the order in which they became unbeaten. So I meant, like, for example, I mentioned Attac was the first on the channel, so he's the number 1 seed. And then we went accordingly in order. So you see Attac and 13 Black, that was 1 and 2. Brutus, Yeti, and Bombshell came along, and then Diotoir, and then Apollo, and then Golddigger. That was the order of which the uploads were. So we got this seeding. Now it would be very easy to say, let's have 1v8, 2v7, 3v6, and 5v4, like, normal March Madness style, or any sort of tournament like that. But I thought we need to actually make something of this video. We need to have it be a little bit more fun than that. So here's what we're gonna do. We're on Random Picker. I'm gonna hit this button right here that says pick a random item. And when I hit it, we're gonna get a bot, and then we'll do it again and pick another bot. So it's not gonna be a 1 through 8. We could have 1v2, we could have 7v8, we could have 6v2, who knows what we're gonna get. This just makes it a little more fun and gives me something to do in the video. Well, now you're probably asking, well, what are the seed numbers for? If you're doing it that way, surely it doesn't matter. Here's the thing. We're taking BattleBots and we're taking Robot Wars. And there really isn't an arena that I think would be fair to both of the bots. And it wouldn't be fair to say, let's just fight in the BattleBots. Let's just fight in the Robot Wars arena. So that's where the seeds come in. The higher seed in a match will get their arena to be the arena of choice. So if Attac takes on Brutus, we're going in the Robot Wars arena. But if Brutus were to take on Apollo, we're in the BattleBox. That was a very bad squeak. Did you guys notice that? That was awful. This will be a good little way to fix things. And I think it'll make it fun. And if not, well, when we get to 16 unbeaten robots, who the fuck knows how long that's gonna take, we'll adjust it. We'll learn from this experience and we'll have fun. So here we are, the draw for the tournament. I should get paper. This is gonna be a lot easier than drawing little pieces of paper, isn't it? Because with a swift click, our first bot is Oh, well, I gotta scroll down a little bit. Sorry, guys. But it is Yeti. Yeti is the first one. We will now take Yeti out of the list, as you can see. So, his first round opponent will be... God damn it, I have to scroll every time. But it's Panic Attack. So there you go. That will be in the Robot Wars Arena, Yeti versus Panic Attack. Alright, Panic Attack is off the list. Our next robot will be... Brutus. Let me scroll once again. Maybe I should have just made the box bigger, but it's too late. Also, I'm gonna have to, you know, block these damn ads. Thanks, website. Brutus will be against the following robot. Ooh. Well, did I say that in... I'm pretty sure I said that in the for example bit. Brutus is gonna take on Apollo, and there's our first BattleBots matchup. The next bot we have chosen is Diotoir. Diotoir will be facing Golddigger, and that is another Robot Wars hosted match. That means the final matchup, it doesn't really matter who goes first, but just for banter purposes, Bombshell will be taking on 13 Black once again in the Robot Wars Arena. So now I will bring up on the screen a nice bracket picture that I've edited in Photoshop to show you the results of BattleBots vs. Robot Wars bracket draw. Yeti is going to be taking on Panic Attack in the Robot Wars Arena. Brutus will host Apollo in the BattleBots. Diotoir will be hosting Golddigger in the Robot Wars Arena. That's kind of a good matchup for both bots, actually. And then 13 Black and Bombshell will duke it out in the Robot Wars Arena as well. Who knows what Bombshell's gonna take for that match? So that'll make that interesting. So the winners will obviously move on to the semifinal, and then the winners of that to the final. The losers of this will then go into like the loser section to fight it out for the lower places. And you see the structure of the bracket. Let me pull it up again. The ones on the left side, those losers will face each other, and the losers on the right will face, and then the two losers will meet and the two winners will meet. Very simple. So next up, I need to ask you guys a little bit about this. Like, when do you want it posted? What's the schedule going to be for these 4 episodes? We could plow them out, we could stretch it out for a little while. Depends on what you guys want to do. I guess one question I could ask too, do you want it heavily edited or not? Now what I mean by this is, let's take a look at the rematches series, for example. I do a little bit of editing there, but not too much. But compare it to the Cup. So you've seen season 1, that took a lot of editing and a lot of like build up to each fight. We could go very quickly with these fights. So we could just be like, okay, we're gonna do Yeti versus Panic Attack, and then we show the fight. Or I could do a little bit more with it. It's up to you guys if you want me to go a little more into it with the editing or not. If you want to see more BattleBots vs. Robot Wars content, I suggest you go to Doodle's channel in the description. He's got some cool stuff I've already checked out. He's sent a commercial in for the Cup, and I can't wait to show it to you guys. It's basically something like this, but on a much grander scale, a huge-ass tournament. And the fact that he's got so many bots to do this, I think it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see who wins, and I can't wait to see all the bots that are in it. So give Doodle some love, because hey, he's got Apollo in this. As for me, if you want to see more BattleBots versus Robot Wars, since Doodle's got that, I don't want to be like an idea stealer. So we might just have, you know, dream matches, BattleBots versus Robot Wars dream matches with this thumbnail that I'm using for this tournament. Some of you guys have suggested a BattleBot versus a Robot Wars bot in the dream matches comments. So maybe that's what we'll do. We'll just do some random fights and be like, hey, let's put Hypnodisc against Mechavore and see what the fuck happens. More stuff like that, basically. That is all for the day. Thank you guys for watching. See ya!
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to BattleBots Reborn Cup.
Oh, and he attacks XP face on! He's lost the blade! Oh, it's Sting the Thunderworm again! Oh! That's gonna be the end!